Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to an episode of Total War Arena. So we're back with the Greek Cavalry today. It's been quite a while since I took these guys out. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do while I was recording today, and I was just sort of flicking through my various generals, fell on Alexander and thought, wow, it's been actually quite a long time since I've had these guys out. And I've pretty much got them fully upgraded now, bar this sort of extra helmet that we've got here. I've got to get... I've got these extra greaves that we could use, but I personally don't think they're worth it. You're gaining a little bit of armor, +3 armor, and you're sacrificing movement to turn speed for it. It's just not worth it in my opinion. If that was like +10 body armor, +15 body armor, it would be worth considering. But for +3, I'd rather have the turn speed and movement speed, so I'm not going to bother putting them on. I'll obviously put the helmet on when I get it, and then just grinding up for the tier rates. It's only 64k experience, so it shouldn't really take that long if I go for it. And they are quite fun to play at times, the Greek Cavalry, because they're just immense charge. Just makes them pretty cool. I'm sure I've probably said it before, but just to quickly run through the consumables we're running. Really, there's not a lot of choice. The Olympic Trials obviously taking for their movement speed pretty much solely, but on top of that, melee defense +6 is actually really quite high in terms of a melee defense boost. If we go to our thing, we get 69 base. If you're putting 6 onto that as a percentage, that's, you know, like 10%ish, a little less. 9%, something like that. Still really good in terms of a boost to your melee defense, really well worth having, and weapon damage is never a bad thing, is it? So it's always good. And then the steeds for the impact damage. Basically, they have an awesome charge. Adding extra impact damage onto that just makes it pretty awesome, so well worth having with that. And the other options really aren't worth it. Like +31% shield armor, they don't even have shields. What's the point in that? It's the most ridiculous consumable ever. I hate the short-term ones, and... what's that? Melee attack and weapon damage. Well, we're getting the weapon damage from this anyway, and you know, they're not really hand-to-hand fighters, so the others are much more worthwhile. So let's just hop straight into a battle with these guys. I'm not going to do replays or anything, so we're going to be live. I have no idea how it's going to go, so yeah, fingers crossed. So we are loading in on Germania, and yes, there is a Greek Cavalry video coming soon. Yeah, not exactly the map I would have picked for cavalry, particularly these Greeks, because they're not exactly the most movable or quickest units. And the really sort of narrow and tight streets of this map kind of make it a little bit hard to do well on. I have no idea where I'm spawning. I'm probably more likely to go this way actually, because you need to get a little bit of room on this flag out on the flanks. So let's move out here. I'm not going to go wedge really at the start of this map. Normally with my Greeks, I tend to start on with wedge on, because if you encounter the Greek Cavalry, then you really need to have it on, despite the sort of maneuverability problems and formation sort of screw up that it causes. I find it's worthwhile having it on. Although, having just said that, we're just seeing more Greek Cavalry up here. So let's think about turning it on, because obviously if we're going to engage these guys, then we have to have a wedge on, otherwise we'll certainly lose. Let's just keep pushing this and see what they want to do. Let's go for the flag ourselves. We push out there. Get some observation going on. So we've got some tier 8 Greeks down there. And some tier 7 Greeks here. Okay. Interesting. And then we've got... looks like they're largely pulling back though, to be honest. Let's just move up slightly. What are we going to do? What's going on in the middle of the map? Quite a few Italian nobles there. There's quite a lot of cavalry kicking around, by the looks of things. Let's just push down here a little bit. Preferably this way. It's really hard to get these units to not... to form up. There's so little space available, and the wedge is such a funny shaped formation. It's kind of hard to get these guys to actually form some sort of neat formation. So let's move down here. He's going to put us on the open plain slightly, see what we see. I don't know if I really want to be getting involved with these Greeks quite like this, because you know, tier 8's one are probably going to have a higher charge impact than me, so we'll be risking some issues there unless we catch them out of wedge. That would be the only situation where it would be worthwhile engaging them, because we'll probably win the charge then. But as we can see here, those tier 8s are in, well, one of those tier 8s is in wedge at least. Looks like they may be pushing on for the Italian nobles though, so... let's think about this carefully. Do they know I'm here? That's my million-dollar question. I don't know if they do or not. I am in a forest. There's a reasonable chance they can't see me, you see. Let's go for it. No, sod it. In for penny, in for pound and all that. These tier 8s, wedged tier 8s are going to be hard to deal with. You see, they're always beating these Romans. The amount of casualties they dealt to those Romans straight from the bat. It's friendly, yes it is. We're going to start to be able to apply some pressure to these guys now. I want to try and keep myself split up if I can. Real target. Not a particularly great charge, but we'll win. It will do me, it will do me. You kill them. You form up. You hammer. Right, micromanaging in the intense now. Can I? It won't let me wedge. Ooh, don't run into the wall. What's going on here? You're out of wedge, so you can deal with them. You turn. Hammer. Oh, I'm not gonna. You have. There we go. There we go. Okay, right. What have we got in wedge? Off. Let's see our situation. 1, we're being base capped, which is not a good thing. 2, there's some lovely units of archers here. And we then have also got some high tier Greek cavalry coming back, which I've got to worry about as well. So if that cavalry is going to ignore me, I shall deal with these guys on the edge. Let me send you against the archers. Come on, catch them nicely, please. There we go. Perfect charge. That is exactly what I wanted. Right, go and get the anvil on. Let's deal with them. You two, back into wedge. We've got some infantry down here. We really need to think about possibly getting back to base as well. So let's think about starting to send these guys back. It's a bit of a risk though going across map while I'm trying to deal with quite a few things at once. Maybe I should be bringing these guys back to deal with these other archers because they're just going to get away at this rate. Because I'm not damaging them quick enough. Get everyone on up. Have we got anyone else on a reg who's going to come into range of this unit? At least we're causing some casualties. But okay, we've got Greeks coming back. Pull back down there. They really screwed up that charge. Anvil them. 1 and 2 units pull back. Try and get some damage in them as they come out. Will we get them to rout? Yes, we will. Okay, pull out. Whew, dear, this is a bit of an intense one. You back on with wedge. Okay, let's get across the map, which is what I'm trying to do originally, but I'm getting kind of sidetracked here by all the stuff that's going on. Right, well that was a bit of an intense start to the game. All our units are in really good health. That's one of the great things about the Greeks. Unlike any other cavalry, you can really sort of inflict casualties in a way that you can't with any other unit and not take any damage, which is what's really nice about them. But I hate how the wedge works on this map. Look at this. I mean, the formations just are impossible to use well. You have to get onto the open flat. So we've got some equal tier Greeks here coming in now at the bottom, which could be a good target, and some Italian nobles, who I'd also like to target if I can. Looks like they're beating a bit of a retreat, a wise decision, because if they get caught on a charge by me, they'll probably lose their whole unit. But those, they're going to go for it. So they took heavy casualties initially. I haven't got an anvil ready, which is a risk. Now, how's this going to pan out for me? Oh, badly. That was badly done. Oh, we're going to catch them slightly on the other one. Right, I'm going to have to anvil you. Let's go off on that. What's this unit doing? Badly is what this unit's doing. Right, let's try and at least get an anvil in. We're losing that fight badly, but it's just a sacrifice that has to be made. Let's try and deal with the remains of these guys. We've got all our swordsmen on them. Come on, yes, let's get the rest of these Greek cavalry. Then we can move over to support and try and deal with what's left of these Roman cavalry. Okay, so we lost a unit. Wasn't probably such a good move, but I thought that with them being in the forest as well, that meant they negated a lot of my charge impact. And so it didn't quite pan out how I had hoped. But it's probably worth it to eliminate those 2 full units of enemy Greeks. And this battle is now starting to go quite well in our favour. Question is, do we confront these Romans? Well, we've got our infantry moving up, so for now, I think we will. Or at least scout ahead and see if they want to play ball. We've got 1 unit wedged, 1 unit not, which I'm fine with for the moment. Because we don't quite know what we're going to be meeting and in sort of what sort of circumstances, which is why I'm sort of 1 and 1. So, yeah, they're still kicking around. They're fighting well fighting on my terms in many ways, because by being in this open ground, that allows my wedge formation to be sort of a lot more easy to form up. Because you can see, sort of as you're in the forest, it's quite hard to use, quite hard to turn corners with. They're going to go for that there. You have got to get out of the way. Wow, we actually lost that charge. That is obviously a reason why we definitely need to be in wedge in future. Wow, look at that. That was devastating. Going to be a late charge. That was really quite poor. How disappointing. Yeah, I'm really quite disappointed about that, to be honest. I really thought that we would have won that charge against them. I thought our charge impact would be sufficiently high that we would be almost guaranteed to win. It's actually fairly high in there, 295, and only 305 on our own. So there we go. That's a lesson I've learned immediately, that I need to be in wedge. They're trying to pull out, which I'll accept. I don't want to fight them. Particularly if they're going to bring in Stuff like that. I obviously want need to be in wedge. I need to give myself my few seconds to form up. Let's chase down these remaining guys then. In wedge, they certainly can't beat me in the charge. Wait for it. Go there. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be done. There we go. That was a lot better. I'm a lot happier with that. I might not be able to kill these couple within both perseverance. Let's just see if we're getting any hits on them. I might just pull straight out. Yeah, let's just sod that fight. Our infantry is going to turn up. I'm not fighting Roman cavalry. So that was a much better charge. That's how it should have been done. Get nice and close. Have the wedge on. Easily outplay them. So it goes to show, though, at this tier, you have to really have wedge sometimes in certain situations when fighting higher tier units. Oh, there's some archers there. I've got to be careful of that. Still a close battle, this. Oh, it's going to hurt. Surprised they spotted me. So how are we going to play this? So we've got some swordsmen left. And we are in the lead in this battle, but not significantly so. We've got a bit of time to play with. They've not got that much in base at the moment. Although it is going to build up rather quickly if we're not careful. I'm going to stay out of wedge for now, I think, because we're not fighting other cavalry, so I can be confident of winning the charges. Although they still do have some cavalry left alive by the looks of it on the enemy team. How have we been doing so far? Not too badly, but mistakes have been made. Let's keep ourselves moving. Think about getting into this forest over here, particularly if I can get in hidden. Then I can think about getting these archers. Look at that, they've got themselves in a really good position. I wonder if I threaten them, they're going to be stupid enough to pike themselves. You know, if they go into pike phalanx like that, they would hurt themselves. And if they don't go into pike phalanx, then they're going to get charged. Like that. They do go into pike phalanx, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. Quickly, 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 quickly. Will they kill themselves? Not as much as I had hoped. We got away with that relatively lightly, actually. Let's pull around this side, see if we can get in the rear of these archers. Like that. We actually did quite a lot of damage against them. Nice. Okay. Well, I feel like confident we're going to get this battle now, particularly now we're starting to get flanks on those pike units. We've got our hammers come back. It's got really quite a nice cooldown on this. There's an ability. They're going to try and pike. No, they didn't get it down in time. Let's go here, just finish off these guys. We should be able to get the flank on them, which we do. I'm going to... It was a good hit. It's just now the casualties we take from them as we then try and pull out. Let's try and do it without... Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Come on, guys. Keep coming out. Keep coming out. Keep coming out. Don't want to fight them as they turn around, because we're obviously not going to be able to wrap them with just our handful of cavalry units. That's what we've got to be careful of. But, you know, things are still well in our favour. We've still got all this cavalry here. As they turn, they're just presenting opportunities, and it gives me a great opportunity to charge them. And look like that. Our guys did a really good job there. No. Oh, they might rout. Funny if they do. Ah, hero. It's going to be a pointless charge. But there we go. And that is pretty much game, set, and match. We'll anvil them just in case they ever considered coming back to the fight. And now they certainly can't even put their pikes down anyway because they're anviled. And there we go. That's the last of them. So we've got a couple of Greek Cavalry coming. So we're going to go straight back into wedge. I'm just going to look what the base charge impact of these guys is. In wedge, 432 compared to our 421. Okay, so we're comparable. Slightly higher, but if we get the charge off first, then I would still expect to be winning. Now we're going to test this right here probably. If these guys come down. Presenting me a nice opportunity. Oh, no, it didn't quite work. Well, we got a little damage on them, but not as much as I would have liked. Is the unit going to rat? Yes, it is. Oh, no, we've stayed. We've stayed. We've still got a few units in. Cool. We have lost Alexander, though, so that means we've lost wedge. Painful. So we're going to have to wait till these guys actually get engaged. Oh, go on, barbarians. Oh, so close. We are still going to have anvil, though, if we can get close enough. And it looks like they've given up the fight there. See if I can get round, get round, get round, get round. They're trying to hammer themselves. I'm getting caught on these dead units. Dash, bit of a risk because that's silenced myself. Obviously, if he turns on me, he's going to be able to beat me. But I'm aware of that fact. Just trying to prevent him from leading us on a merry dance for the rest of the game. But with the loss of my visibility, I think that's what he's going to be able to be doing, to be honest. So, what have we got? I think we should start to push to their base. They've still got a full unit of legionaries here. Probably got another one somewhere as well. This has turned into a really long sort of slug of a game. I feel like we've contributed fairly well. I definitely was really shocked about to lose against that Roman cavalry. That really kind of caught me out. I really didn't expect that to happen, to be honest. I thought we could be confident to beat those guys. The charge, which I was so cocky and didn't have my wedge on, because I didn't really think it was going to be a problem for me. Turns out, obviously, I was wrong. Overconfidence and all that is a downfall, and it turned out to be. I'm not entirely sure what our artillery is doing. I guess they're trying to get closer to the fight. I would think they would probably be close enough at this range to be able to shoot. We could do with getting into this fight here. If our guys go and lose this, yeah, we're going to be careful here. You know, we're going to get ourselves caught out badly. Yeah, look at that. We're being decimated. This is not really what we want to be doing. Do you want to charge these guys with my 3 units? I might as well. I mean, this is really kind of our make or break point here if we're not careful. And our artillery managed a nice friendly fire there. Wow, what is going on with our charge?
The battle is ending. Hit them down.
A disappointing charge. There's so many enemy dead units in their base, it makes it really hard for us to actually get through. Look at the amount of clipping that's going on. I don't know why we couldn't actually charge there. That was really weird, a bit of a bug. Hopefully we've waited long enough for their vengeance to go off, which we have. There we go. That's really spelled their doom, that has. Although they've supposedly got another unit hidden around somewhere. Ah, there. There we go, that answered that question. There's some nice stakes as well, just to make it doubly difficult for us. But looks like we're going to win on time anyway. So, it is not an issue. We might as well go for a final charge into the back of these Romans, if they'll allow me. If I can get through these stakes. Oh my god. Come on. Sometimes the pathfinding needs some serious improvement in this game. Oh, that's going to miss, isn't it? Oh. So clearly, when you have just a couple of units, the charge really goes buggy. Definitely towards the end of that battle, it really wasn't working for me. But still, doesn't matter. We won, and it wasn't such a bad game. Obviously, we didn't make most valuable player. We didn't contribute that much, but we didn't do too badly on the team. Because that was certainly quite a long and drawn-out game that could have gone either way. So that's kind of good to be able to win those ones. Oh, nearly rank 100 again. So, hopefully you enjoyed that little snippet of Greek Cavalry. I'm going to keep grinding these guys out, I think, to get them up to the tier 8. There's not that much more left to do. And I think these guys look like they get pretty good at tier 8. They're just only exacerbating on the existing Greek skills. More sort of charge impact, more charge impact damage. You know, they're just really dominant. And they're always going to be in those sort of tier 7, 8 games anyway. Because obviously tier 8 makes it the max tier. So, it seems like only an improvement. So, I'm quite looking forward to that. So, yeah. All good for the future. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Were you as surprised as I was when I lost to the Roman cavalry? Or perhaps you've fallen victim to that yourself. And it's just me who didn't know. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Subscribe to the channel if you can for lots more Total War Arena content. And thanks guys, I shall see you all on the next video.